All right. Well, looks like I'm back, everyone. Sorry for the delay. What's up, man? Uh, so to explain, I have been I've been pretty busy. There's been a lot going on with me. Yes, I'm okay. It's just that the last few weeks took every ounce, every part of my mental bandwidth, and I couldn't focus on anything but, like surviving, right? Um, But I've been feeling guilty every day. It's gotten worse. It looks like things are now on the uptake and everything's handled. I'm okay. Don't need to worry or anything like that. Um, it never takes me long to get situations handled. But everything's okay. Um, I just felt like I should explain my absence. Um, so a lot's been going on. I have missed so much. And I'm going to show you guys the videos, and there's so much to talk about. We will go over the quick tidbits. And I think I'm going to, because now I probably have more time to do this. Um, I'm thinking that I'm gonna start trying to change the channel into maybe two different channels or something like that, and like a gaming channel to hang out in, and then this, or maybe it'll be the same thing. I don't know. I'm kind of gonna see what the feedback from you guys is. Um, I do have plans right now, and I know the two of them are going to be watching this. The next big plan is, I think, the two that I have talked to, debated, and whatnot. I think I'm going to have them in a debate, and I will moderate to the best of my ability, and we'll see how that goes. I'm kind of just I'm throwing ideas and seeing what sticks because there's so much out there and there's so many things I want to do, but I'm just one guy, right? Um, but I'm starting to get a lot of people together. Yeah, yeah. Uh, Homie, you starting a channel, most excellent. Yeah, man. I've been doing this for a little while. It really took off. But then if you go back a few minutes, if you didn't hear me, I had to take a pretty long absence. Um, the very first one was over like 3 or 4 thousand streams, three or 4 thousand views, and like the just the last stream, I had an interview with a friend, and it was up to about 100 people watching at once, I think it was. Um, so apparently people like to hear what I have to say, which is really cool. And it's really nice because this is just my sphere of influence. So thanks for tuning in, man. Um, but uh, so I'm having so many different ideas and things I want to do, and so many like ways to go through this channel. Um, and I kind of want to do them all. But a full-time career and still navigating life and whatnot. Also, I need to get a better setup because I literally just threw this thing together. I need a better camera. I mean, I know that the audio sounds okay, I guess, but PlayStation headset, I can do better, right? Um, so if you have ideas for something that you'd want to see other than just me pulling up videos and giving commentary on what's going on and some of my quick views and whatnot, um, especially if because I'm having fun with it, but I need to see what people actually want to see. But it seems like you guys are enjoying it so far. Now, with that being said, I appreciate you guys, especially for holding out. Almost every day I had somebody saying, "Hey, when are you popping back on? Hey, when are you popping back on?" I'm back. Um, and I think the kinks that I needed to be worked through, I think I'm getting through it. So I should be far more consistent, but I've also said that before. Um, but big changes, we'll see. So I guess with that being said, oh, also, if you want to be a part of this somehow, some way, if you have a skill or if you'd want to talk, and have an interview like what I did previously, or if you want to debate like the first one, um, let me know. Let me know what your specialty is, what topics that you are best in. It doesn't have to be political. It does not have to be political. It can be cultural. It can be what are the best games of the year? Why? Who knows? It doesn't matter. It does not matter. The point of this is just to keep people talking and show that we're still together in this, right? Um, I feel like I'm more bouncy today. So it doesn't matter how we want to do this. If you think you have something to contribute, you think that you have something to say, I want to hear it, and I think so does the audience. Um, so with that being said, I think it's time to move on. All right. That's not the one I wanted. First one. The vice president, it's not like everything else. However, the fact that the vice president of the United States is doing something like this is amazing. I've never seen a vice president do the things that JD Vance does, whether or not you agree with the administration, whether or not you, yeah, don't worry, Snapocalypse. We will get into it. Don't worry, man. It's a big deal. Uh, I've never seen a vice president do so much and be as effective, regardless if you like the policies or not. JD Van, I've never seen a vice president be in the limelight like him, and he tries. He's constantly doing something, and he seems very in touch with what's going on. I think I have a few videos pulled up of it, but he does very good, and he goes with the memes. He laughs at all the jokes. He's a prior Marine. Um, it's just really great, and I recommend checking this out. I probably need to find a better spot for this. Maybe, is it better on the bottom right or bottom left? You'll have to tell me. Let's see. Maybe I should make this a little bit bigger. Um, but I recommend checking it out. It's might not be worth watching the whole thing because it's not that as it's not like Charlie Kirk's videos. But he does a good job. Um, so he has absolutely surprised me. So it's just pretty cool to see. All right. Uh, Chainsaw Man. The reason I bring this up is because these anime movies are absolutely destroying Hollywood, right? Um, the current the current state of Hollywood, the current state of Western media entertainment has been falling through so bad, and that's why you're seeing the Koreans and the Japanese. They're just picking it up because they're doing so good. Um, they're holding true to their values and they're making just absolute masterpieces, whereas Western media has kind of degraded and diluted itself with all trying to pull itself one way and messaging and whatnot, and they are just here for the good entertainment. uh Bobby, I am disabled on SSI, SSDI, but honestly, if you plan right, you should be able to get by. It sucks for some people, but even me falling and hitting my head on the sidewalk or house, or even when I'm pooping, I'm not opposed to it. So many people have tried to sell me it. We will get into that. Um, so, uh, if you haven't seen this before, usually I just do quick little tidbits, and then once we get to a subject, we'll stay on it if somebody comments. People my age forgot how to try and are trying to live off it. Yep, that was meant for temporary relief. Yeah, we'll get into it. But Chainsaw Man, I loved it. It was phenomenal. Also a really good series. I'm also a huge anime fan. I like good writing. I've also been studying more and more on screenwriting and whatnot. Um, I was working on Unreal Engine. I still kind of am, but not really. Kind of just because with the advancement of AI, I'm kind of waiting for it to be more accessible for people like me so I can generate what I want just by myself without hiring tons of people. So, yeah, it's that's where I stand. Thanks, man. I know we haven't seen each other. You're an awesome guy, my friend. One of my buddies said. I haven't seen him in years, and that's one thing that's really cool about doing these streams. It's like people come out of the woodworks, and like especially like you're still friends even after all these years. I don't think I've seen Daniel in 12 or 14 years, but we're still friends and we haven't really talked much, but it doesn't matter. And that's one really cool thing about these streams is just everybody comes out of the woodworks. And yeah, right now it's more for me because, it's my community, but it's just so cool. So I'm having a lot of fun with this. We need to make Bobby famous. And if you guys didn't know, when I was growing up, obviously I went by Bobby. My name's Robert. Bobby, and then it was like King Bob and yada yada. So here we go. But back to it. Chainsaw Man was absolutely amazing. Check it out after you watch this show. So this next one, I pulled up an Asmongold clip just because I've seen a lot of different people cover it. I've seen the footage, and the video that's brought up in it is I saw the original footage myself, but this condenses it for me. And like I said, one of my issues is that I'm just one guy. I can only pull things up. So if your issue with or Fergie, yeah, um, is the fact that I'm not the investigative journalist and I'm not pulling all these clips together and putting them together myself, cut me some slack. Um, so because I keep hearing people say, well, you pulled it from here, you did this. Like, I'm just one guy. I'm not going to be on the ground in Portland interviewing people for this. But I can trust certain sources and verify those sources. And when they push something out, I can go with it and I will give my analytical review. So, on to this. This is a pretty big deal, and this is part of that cultural shift. Uh, Roll clip.
You think that this woman is the left-wing Joe Rogan, a plastic surgery middle-aged Karen. This is what you get.
Finally, if you think this Zoran thing is happening just in New York and you think people are waking up only in New York City, you're mistaken. Look at this clip of a wine mom at the No Kings March. Play the clip.
Charlie Kirk, ma'am?
Yeah, him is horrible. Horrible.
Charlie Kirk is horrible?
Yes, I'm glad he's not here.
You're glad he's dead?
Yes.
Why would you say something like that, ma'am?
Because he was horrible on the campuses, the college campuses.
Didn't like it.
Horrible person.
You know what? I do the exact same thing.
Well,
would you
so
be
sorry.
glad if I would die?
Maybe.
These hogs are running wild, aren't they?
You should be ashamed of yourself.
Be ashamed of yourself.
Your friend just said she'd be happy if I died.
I think we need to...
Didn't give a fuck. Yeah.
So listen up, Democratic establishment.
At least she's honest. No.
Okay, that's just pretext. The important part of this is what this woman has to say. I didn't know that I knew about her until this. I don't even remember her name, but now that I know a name and have like a name and a face, I don't remember the name. But basically, for context, why he said she's like the Joe Rogan of the left is because she is everywhere. And she also has a giant audience. That's why this is important, because this woman has tremendous influence. And if you know anything about me, I one of my greatest passions and concerns is the position of influence. Fergie, I may have to get drunk and out of pocket watching these. Bro, go ahead. Let it loose. So I am, which I even just had an incident today about a position of influence. And if you are an adult and you're leading children astray, you shouldn't be in that position. But I'm still trying to calm down from that. Maybe that's why I'm so jumpy right now, because I am legitimately angry from today. real quick.
Oh, no, she's right. That's what they actually think.
You can either jump on board with this shit or we're coming after you in the same way that we come after MAGA, period. And that woman out in somewhere middle America saying, fuck Charlie Kirk, he was a racist, he was a piece of shit. There are so many more of us than there are of them.
And this is what you need to keep in mind whenever you deal with people like this. They don't call you a Nazi because they think that you're a Nazi. They call you a Nazi so they can justify doing bad things to you.
And you dipshits are sitting on the sidelines. Get your shit together because the Democratic Party is moving on.
She is right. As I said, I think that she is the manifestation of the leftist Democratic Party. A menopausal, plastic surgery-ridden Karen. This right here is their avatar. And you should listen to her because she's right. She speaks for a lot of people, and they do believe that.
I want to give my absolute heartfelt thanks to this woman who played such a big part in taking down the second biggest political streamer in the world.
I think her collar's too tight.
Well, it's here we can take it off.
It's you have to be able to get 2 fingers, and I couldn't even get one. I think you're choking her.
She's like it's 'cause she has a lot of neck meat.
All right. So I said the same thing. We're supposed to be the example for the youth. Absolutely. And we are meant to lead them through life. Life is complicated enough, and children immediately trust adults. Immediately trust adults because they have no other option. So when you guide them wrong, like my king for a day, if when I go into politics, one of the main rules that I want to in place would be a trusted position. And maybe there's already something like this. I'm not a lawyer. I don't know. But say like somebody in a trusted position uses that position and influence and use it to the disadvantage of others. The way that I would put it would be whatever sentence that crime was. So if it was murder, if it was theft or something like that, triple the punishment right there. Easy. It was a father to a kid. It was a pastor to the congregation. It was an influencer to one of their subscribers. Yeah, are there probably issues with that logic? Sure, I'm sure. But if you are in the position of influence, you should be set to a higher standard. Nobody put you in that position. You chose to be in that position, so you should hold yourself to a higher standard. Screeching pigs make people angry. I wouldn't make my daughter suffer the way I had to. Exactly. Thank you for your family, too, for raising us, growing up, and teaching us things. I'll never forget your dad gave us your old swag when you got your PlayStation. Forever grateful. And same, if you hurt kids, you should be a waste of life. Yeah, absolutely, man. And I am glad we could help you out, man. Everyone has their own issues, and we could help out when we could. So, kids are the future, and we need to set the example and still try. Absolutely. So the reason that this is important is because to most people, this probably just looks like somebody screeching pig. This probably just looks like somebody that's, what does this person, well, what does it matter? Like, what does it matter what her opinion is? Well, when your opinion is broadcast and is the staple opinion and used to change the trajectory of the courses of action that people take, it's important. If you saying something changes the course of action on a single person, it's now important. So when you have this kind of influence and a lot of people are agreeing with the sentiment and they are now going even further left and they are advocating for violence, and I heard this a while ago. The left views violence as a dial and the right views it as a switch. This is exactly that. And people are people aren't taking it seriously because it's not just one thing. It's never just one thing. It's never just one person saying this, one person saying that. It's tons of different people. Like look at Asmongold, for example. he's saying this and I'm pulling it onto my stream, and where a lot of other people would never see this, but because she said this and he saw it, he reacted. Now I get to use this for that. There's a chain of events that happen. So it's important, right? Um, and this woman's advocating for more violence. I'm not sure if I fully agree on the take on how she's doing it, but she is. Um, so that's why it's important. Always multiple agendas, exactly. There's always third and fourth and fifth order effects. All right, this one. Oh God, I'm not sure how much I want to talk about this. Trump begins new nuclear testing. Russia warns its madness, and arms race has begun. By Tim Pool. And then the article from NBC that he has pulled up is Trump orders Pentagon to start testing nuclear weapons on an equal basis with other countries. I agree. Just because the military and the country should always prepare for the absolute worst case scenario, and I don't see there's very few things that are worse than a nuclear war. I don't. There's a few things that are probably worse than that, but not much. Um, so I'm completely on board with testing. Uh, it's such a hard thing because it's like I wish we could just stop with the nuclear weapons, but I know we can't. And especially with the rise of AI, we have to stay ahead. Because it's not like, okay, now we're 20 years behind, or we're 20 years ahead of this country, we're 30 years ahead of this country. It's literally we are 2 weeks ahead of them, or we're 3 weeks ahead of them because of AI. So it's just, it's such a hard place to be. But it's worth knowing that this might start up again. So I don't disagree with it at all. We should test, but it's oh God, nervous. Oh, this is what I brought up for JD Vance. With the whole Hassan Piker deal, this is pretty great. It's another Asmongold clip. Just to show that he is in tune with what's going on the internet.
Apparently, JD Vance is talking about Hassan.
He has this command place.
For context, Hassan Piker is the biggest left-wing political commentator, influencer, podcaster, whatever you want to say. And he has he has so much influence, it's insane. And yeah, you're more than welcome to share this, man. He has so much influence over so many people, and he is the staple child for the left wing and the more radical left wing, right? It doesn't take much to look at that, and he is one of those where, you know, I always say, make sure you go for the context, watch the whole clip. Always go for the full context, watch the whole clip, and for him, it only ever gets worse. So, and if you don't believe me, look into it for yourself. I've shown more than enough myself on stream. So he shocked his dog on stream. I don't see another way that this plays out, and straight up denied it. And his following obviously defended him. It doesn't matter, right? It's just a dog, basically. Or he never did that. But it's the reason this is important is because watching somebody like that do an obvious act that most people are against, and then watching the defense of said act just because this person is this person. That's why it's such a big deal. But yeah.
Which is basically,
oh no!
I snap my finger and point, he will run to that place and lay down.
This is real, right? I mean, like, it's not AI or anything. Oh, I'm not. Okay, so there's another one here. It seems like this is actually real.
To zap him.
No,
Hassan.
Not like Hassan Biker. No,
Wasn't that
no
disgusting?
electrocution of dogs here. If you mistreat dogs, that's almost 100% sign that you're going to be a really terrible person. You know, it's like the Jeffrey Dahmer thing.
Yeah.
Like every serial killer ever has actually been really bad to animals. That's sort of how they started.
He just goes all the way.
And this is the vice president of the United States being involved with something that happened that, like, this was maybe a little over a week ago at this point, and it's just taken over like internet commentary and whatnot, and he is always commenting on this stuff. It's hilarious.
Oh no, he did not like this, bro. He did not look, bro. He did not like it.
He will run to that place and lay down.
You don't have to zap.
You don't have to zap him. Did she just say that?
You don't have to zap him.
No.
Hassan.
Not like Hassan Biker. No,
Wasn't that disgusting?
no electrocution of dogs here.
How disgusting is that? What does that tell you about a person?
Well, I think it tells you that they're not that they're bad people.
Yes.
If you can actually cause suffering,
He's so mad. Oh God.
to an innocent animal, you're probably the kind of person who doesn't worry about suffering in people as well.
Yeah.
And that's been my experience. If you
Jesus Christ.
JD Vance has done spot training for his own dog, so he knows that it is not an abusive practice. And yet,
It's not what he said. That's nothing
Not
to
at all.
do with what he said. How
Not
do
at
you
all.
have a degree in political science and communications and you don't even understand what he said? It had nothing to do with place training. It had everything to do with how the training was administered.
he is still leaning into this fucking idea that I'm like abusing my dog, which is crazy because, hello, Kristi Noem, the secretary
Yeah.
of the Department of Homeland Security,
Yeah.
shot her puppy. What is happening? The vice president of the United States is talking about Reddit, Twitter drama.
Because it's funny.
Fucking God, I hate the left. I hate liberalism. I hate everything that's going on every single day of the goddamn week. I hate my life. I hate streaming. I hate socialism. I hate every single person who thinks that the peak of activism is being the most annoying holier thou.
Shared to a friend and you can't tune in. Let me check.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, God.
All right, let's hear.
Oh. 1 second, sorry. Maybe I need to change my settings. Can I? No. 1 second. Where are you? Do I have to change this? I'm still learning how to do the stream stuff correctly, so sorry. No. Here, let me get this going. All right. Let's see. There should be something. Okay. No, what's this? Okay. Sorry, I'm trying to figure out the stream. What's going on? Where? Activity? No. What is going on? Why can't I change? 1 second. Sorry, guys. I'm trying to fix this. Can I change it there? Okay, yep. I cannot change it yet. I'm going to have to fix that on the next stream, it looks like. Sorry. I will. He can tune in on YouTube, Robert Leland Ferguson. Um, can absolutely tune in on YouTube, Twitch, and Kick. So if you want to send them that way, that'll work. My dog runs to the place I point at because she got treats. She never flinches and loves guns. Yeah, you don't have to treat animals bad. I don't understand how people treat animals bad, especially because dogs, like, their entire lives is you. Um, so it's just, I don't understand. And if somebody's mistreating a dog, like, it's obvious. Okay. So if you haven't seen this clip between Tim Pool, Tim
Are you going to give me?
So for context, I really like Tim Pool. Does some controversy, whatever. I don't believe most of it. I like him, even though I disagree with most of what he said. Like, when it comes to anything, uh, that isn't moral. So him on economics, I usually don't agree with because he's a socialist, right? He's actually a Democrat, an old school Democrat, but he's been on ground for so many different civil wars. Like, I think the main one where I learned about him was Egypt. Um, and he does a very good job. And now he's turned into this figure for the right just because he aggregates all the news and he gives his take, and he does a very good job. His morals are typically in check, but he still is a socialist, right? He still wants all the programs at the feds. Like, for me, SNAP and welfare and all that should be at the state level, not at the fed level. Um, and so me and him disagree on a lot of things. However, I love watching him, and he does a very good job. So I would check it out. And he's been debating a lot of people, and this is a very long debate. I think we'll watch a little bit
A
of it.
specific example.
Fascinating new debate. I haven't seen the whole thing yet.
I don't know why you're
And Warren Smith does a good job too. I would check him out.
here.
So Tim Pool has a fascinating new debate. I haven't seen the whole thing yet. I've seen portions, but people are asking me to take a look at it. So let's get in.
Well, you don't know what you're talking about.
I don't?
You don't. Because I asked you a question, you've ignored it. What is the underlying crime?
He was convicted in a court of law, Tim.
What? Oh my God. What is the underlying crime?
What is the underlying crime?
Okay, let's stop.
And this is the pattern. I'm just going to say the most surface level statement, and I'm just going to make that statement over and over again without knowing anything else.
To everybody who's listening, I think my point is I can tell you the facts of these cases and why I have doubts, and you don't know anything about them.
So here's a fact. Donald Trump is a 34-count felon.
They intentionally word it that way, as though Trump was convicted of 34 felonies, but it's felony counts. When you actually look at the 34 felony counts, it's truly shocking. Invoice from Michael Cohen, entry in the detail, another entry, oh, another check stub.
I'm going to pause this for a second because I see that I have a lot of my friends that would say the same things watching right now, right? When you are saying the 34 count felon and whatnot, you're not saying what you think you are. You are obviously showing that one, didn't see what actually happened, how the case went, and most of the people I have talked to have no idea what it was even for. All they know is that it was for falsifying records. But if you dig into it, and all you gotta do is say, hey, if this was brought to you and you did the same things, would it make sense for you to have even been charged? It was absolutely crazy. But if you can't see it, one of the counts, check and check stub, Donald J. Trump, revocable trust account bearing check number. It's a whole check. Invoice from Michael Cohen, marked as a record of Donald J. Trump. Entry in the detail of the general ledger for Donald J. Trump bearing voucher number 858770. These are what they are saying when they're saying he's a 34 count felon. When you leave out context, there's probably an issue.
But this one has a different...
And you could say so much more, though. That's the funny thing. Like, there's so many things you could say, and then they just don't. So it just doesn't make sense.
Bearing numbers, so that's going to be a whole new count. Okay, entry, check, invoice, entry, check, invoice, and it says guilty next to each one, and people are acting as though that means he was guilty of 34 felonies. It was one action.
What was the underlying crime?
The problem I have with
Answer the fucking question.
What was the underlying
Yes.
crime? 34 counts.
Of what?
Okay, falsifying business records was certainly
Underlying
one of
crime,
them.
name it.
I don't have it right in front of me.
There isn't one.
Okay.
That's very important. I paused it right where he did. And in most of my debates and most of the talks that I've had, it is just like that. Zero context and they only, not even barely any facial knowledge, right? Like I keep telling people, if you are going to step into a debate, you should be able to argue the other side as well. And if you can't do that, you probably shouldn't step into the debate.
Crime was he gave money to a woman and tried not to make that public. That's what he's accused of.
But okay, so you're saying that the judge got it wrong, the jury got it wrong, he had the right to defend
For the love
himself
of all
in a
that is
courtroom.
holy,
They
this
all
is
got
the
it wrong.
problem with
Okay.
this country.
They all got it wrong.
What was he charged with? Just give me the sentence. Give me the single phrase.
What I know is that he was a 34-count felon convicted.
Oh my God!
Law. That's what I know.
What was he
I don't
charged
have the
with?
case. I don't have the case right in front
You
of
don't
me.
know.
I don't have the case right in
You
front
are
of me.
How are you going to go onto one of the world's largest podcasts, ready for a debate, and you know what you're going to talk about, but you have zero substance to back it up? It makes no sense. Zero sense.
in a cult.
It's already a stretch just to even call him a felon. They say the 34 count portion because it sounds good linguistically.
And the other funny thing is, usually the people that would spout the 34 count felon, they're the ones that would say, well, we need to make sure that felons have their rights and they can vote and do whatever. But there's no grace given. So even if it was true like they say it was, there's zero grace when it's for the other side.
You can disagree with it, but you can say incorrect till the cows come home. He wasn't sentenced, but he was convicted on 34 felony counts. Now you can disagree with that. Okay, you can disagree.
Name
with
the crime.
That's fine.
Emotional manipulation breeds lack of substance. Thank you. Yes, absolutely.
Name the crime.
You don't have to name the crime.
Yes,
He's
you
a
do.
34-count felon.
You have to name the crime.
Okay, well, listen.
So again, I will say it to the audience. He doesn't even know what the charge was. He doesn't know who was accused of falsifying what.
I named you a few. I don't have all 34 charges in front of me.
The 34 are pieces of evidence to back up a claim. And this check has a different number on it, so that's going to give us another count. And then this
Orange man
invoice
bad,
was on
no
a different
substance.
date.
But it doesn't, just because I can't name the charges.
Wouldn't it be prudent of you to actually investigate these things before parroting them to a large audience?
I'm not parroting them. All I'm simply
You can't
saying,
even explain what your position is.
Just because, okay, here's
what did Trump? Okay, let me try this. Let's slow down. Why do you? What do you think Trump did wrong in that case?
Sleeping with a porn star. Let's assume he did that. That would be the thing that you shouldn't do.
You're talking about E. Jean Carroll, or are you talking about
no the business records case? What did he do wrong?
Well, falsifying business records was what he was charged with.
No, what specifically did he do wrong?
What specifically?
What do you take
falsifying
issue
records? With? Falsifying records.
Which records? I'm asking you the specifics of what did you find that he did wrong.
Here's
my stance on this, right, is one, if you are going to, especially again, if you're in positions of influence, which this guy is, if you are going to be in a position of influence and you are trying to sway other people's opinions to your side, you should know what you're talking about to the best of your ability. And this guy obviously didn't care enough. Obviously. So it's just so disingenuous. And being genuine is tough. Being genuine is very tough. Trying not to lie, trying to make sure that you're true, you stay true, and most importantly, like trying to keep your word is very hard and it's exhausting, especially over time. But if you are going to be in a position of influence, you need to. And like, you can't just say, oh, well, maybe he's caught off guard. If you are in this position, you have put yourself in that position. It is your duty, being somebody that other people look up to, because you have placed yourself there. It is your duty to do what you can to be the best version of yourself to lead others the correct path. And if you're just parroting whatever you hear, there's an issue.
Here's my point.
You don't have an answer for it?
I'm going to answer it for you.
Are you gonna give me a specific example, or are you gonna change the subject again?
I'm not changing the subject. We're talking about this.
So what did Trump do wrong? Say Trump did thing. Tell me.
Okay. Here's the answer that I'm going to give you. I don't know all the ins and outs of this case.
Well, then why are we talking?
And this is the vast majority of people are going to have the same response. They're not even going to know what.
So I'm not going to keep going on with this and being a dead horse. It's worth watching. Watch the debate. It's pretty good. Just because it's very eye-opening, and I think it would be eye-opening for a lot of people. You have your live isn't able to be shared. Yeah. Go to my YouTube, Robert Leland Ferguson. Let's see if I can pull that up right now. Yeah, Robert Leland Ferguson. Should be able to watch it there. Yeah, it's live right there. I'm back catching up for the last few weeks. Just go here, Robert Leland. Oh, I got 10 subscribers. Haha, let's go. And they'll be able to watch me there, and then I will fix the Facebook part later. And I think I saw the friend request, and I remember him. See, like I said, people come out of the woodworks. But yeah, I'm also on Twitch. Should be the same handle, and Kick, which I haven't even logged on to Kick, but I'm on there. But yep. Now, here is one that I am super excited about, and I don't think that anything's going to happen with it. But,
we got.
Oh, I want the state of Jefferson to happen. 13 conservative counties in Oregon approved ballot measures for secession vote that would see them join non-woke Idaho as they issue list of demands. My thing is, sure, go ahead and join Idaho. I think they should be their own state as well as the Northern Cali. And I would like to get, if they separated Northern Cali and very Southern Oregon and made it into the state of Jefferson, I would 100% be everything I can to serve in that Congress, that Senate, governor, whatever, something, right? Because, oh man, there's so much potential in that area, but it's squandered by the cities. There's so much potential in that area. And it's super simple. You just make Medford into a tax-free tech zone. Hey, we're not going to charge you taxes for 10 years, but you need to invest certain amount of $1 billion. Let's say $100 billion, zero taxes, payroll taxes either. And you have to invest. However, you are not allowed to build south of this line. You need to keep the nature. You need to leave the nature alone. You need to build up, not out. And they will do it. They'll do it. If you just say, hey, no taxes, they're gonna come. And that is amazing area. Like, hey, you can't destroy the environment. You need to, if there's a problem, you need to innovate your way out. Otherwise, you lose the tax benefits. You need to innovate. And you need to invest in the community. Done. All the problems are solved, and you can't hurt the environment. If you hurt the environment, you lose your tax benefits. They will find a way. So I hope this happens. It's not going to happen because it requires the state of Oregon and Idaho and the Fed government to accept it, and it's just not going to happen, and it's miserable. But I want the state of Jefferson. My true goal would be to go back and get my redwood forest under the state of Jefferson and turn that place into a paradise. The most innovative and natural paradise. That would be that is my dream. That is my dream. Would I ever be able to do it? I don't know. But that's my dream. I want to be able to go north to Medford and have Tesla and Amazon and everything. And it is the tech center of the US. And then go down south and there's my redwood forest. It can be done. All you got to do is say, hey, we won't tax you as long as you follow the rules. Okay. The money will come in. I promise. Just put a sales tax. That's all you need. A sales tax. It'll cover everything, especially with that much innovating. Yeah. There's no need for everything that we have. So I'm excited for this. Not going to happen. All right. The big one that's going on right now. The SNAPOCALYPS, right?
They're constantly thinking of the several month headline.
Yeah.
And so when we're going to pull back, we're
Give
going
me
to
the
see
news
this
article. Okay. So this is a little crazy. There are so many places popping up like that in Arizona. A lot of data centers and big corporate offices. Even Dutch Bros is moving their corporate office here. Why Bobby is there? A lot of tax breaks in Arizona. So states give tax breaks when they want to incentivize business growth and innovation. Um, you also have to remember, like, when it comes to people like me, the way that I think is that for every dollar given to the government is like 80 cents wasted. Uh, so when they have those tax breaks, that's why all businesses move there, and that's also why you're seeing California starting to fall apart because they rose the tax rate so high and just squandered all the money and potential. So when people say, "Oh, we just need to tax the rich, we need to do this," on paper it sounds like it's good. If you actually look at the numbers, it's not, and if you look into the human element of it, it's not. Uh, so, and we are also absolutely overbloated. Now for the SNAP thing, right? We're in like day 29 of the government shutdown, something like that. What people don't understand is that in the Senate, it takes 60 votes to pass the bill. Um, and it is a both sides issue because the Democrats aren't willing to uh, vote until they get a small part of the Affordable Care Act that helps illegals. And then there's other things that I've seen, but I don't know if I believe it. Like, okay, we will also want $40 million for this in this country that doesn't matter, yada yada. Um, so a lot of the same things that the USAID, not USAID, USAID, um, did, which looks to me like money laundering. Um, I'm seeing a lot of that. However, I'm not sure how much I believe that. I believe it, but I don't know like 100%, right? It's very hard to be 100% like the 90%. Um, Now it's also on the Republicans because they could vote to end the filibuster and just remove it, which would stop the them taking breaks basically. It's ridiculous. I don't understand why they get to go home. I don't understand why, like, at the end of the day, I'm okay with a government shutdown. I really am. Because most of the things that are affected, I think, should be at the state level anyways. But they are they have made the commitment, so they need to fulfill said commitment, right? So I don't know why Congress and the Senate are able to recess and come back and and for long weekends and things like that. Maybe there's a reason. Like the reason that Congress still gets paid is because it's literally in the Constitution that they get paid. But I also think that was added into the Constitution later on. So yeah, um, we can change it. We can change it. So the Snapocalypse is the. I'm not gonna play this too much. Basically November 1st, so 2 days from now, the SNAP, the food benefits, is supposedly going to end. I know that some states are trying to resource their way out of it and try to fix it. So and a lot of people are now talking about rioting, and then it seems like a lot of small people are getting lifted up by larger channels saying, hey, see, this person wants to riot and steal everything. And I don't know how big it actually is, but it's big enough to catch attention, and maybe it's a fear-mongering tactic, maybe it's propaganda, I don't really know. Um, it, but there's so much that I'm seeing, and it's also believable. It's also believable. Um, Especially once I found out what the numbers are. I did not know. Let me pull this up. Uh, all right. How many people in the U.S.? Okay, that's insane because apparently there's about 45 million. So we have 342 million people are on Snap. Holy crap! How is there 42 million people? 42 million people on assistance for food alone, and we only have 342 million people. That is over 1 in 10 people on this assistance. That is insane to me. That is insane to me. It's sad people have tried to sell me their food stamps here in Arizona with nicer clothes than me. Yeah, it's okay. Uh, how much do you? Oh, that answered my question. I get $263 in California, but also I can't work because of the seizures. I can't hold a normal job anymore, and it makes me feel like a failure as an adult. You should absolutely try to look, and I know it's hard. It is not easy. I know it's hard. I know it's hard. It's so much easier said than done, but there is jobs you can do. It doesn't need to be physical. We are in the age of technology, and I'm sure that there's something that you can do, man. Um, Especially because I know that you try. You try all the time. I know you do. You're always trying to do something to better your life and your kids' lives. Um, there Start looking online and seeing what jobs don't require physicality, because there's tons of them. And I would start looking into credentials. Actually, with that being said, you should check out uh so this is a streamer that's been doing pretty good. Check out Caleb Hammer. Um because he has a few things in his pocket that they're not on here, but he says them in the video, that are for like credentials and getting people jobs and things like that. Um, and a translator's license sure would work. There's so many different things that you can do. I like doing construction, working in pot farms. I worked at gas stations, restaurants, hotels, physical therapy places. Um, Check him out. Watch some of his videos. Yes, it's funny. Yes, it's dramatic, but he does have some good apps and a few good websites that actually help people. And start looking into getting credentialed into something, man. There's no reason that you can't get credentials today. There's no reason for it. There's absolutely no reason. And if you need more help, let me know. I will start doing some research for you. Just let me know. Um, and there's no reason that your seizures should stop you from being successful and happy. Not in today's world. So check him out. It's a start. It is not an end. It is a start. So back to this. So my buddy is saying he gets about, we'll go 250 for food stamps. So 42 million. Calculator. Calculator. So 123 million. Okay. 100,000 million. Yep. Okay. Times, we'll just say 250. 100,000 million billion. So every month, it's 10.5 billion. This isn't exact data. 10.5 billion for, oh God, this one benefit. And I've heard people getting a lot more than $250. Oh my God. That's what food stamps were made for. I wish I could drive. I've been offered so many good jobs. Yep. I I'm telling you, man, just get credentials. Um, and then you multiply that easily by 12. 100,000 million billion. $126 billion a year goes into food stamps alone. What? How much? I wonder what this says. How much money is uh SNAP using in the government budget? Yeah, okay, so about 100 billion a year. Oh my God. Some people get like $700 to $2,000. That's insane. I've seen it maxed out at a couple grand. Bro, when most people that work only, how much do you guys spend if you're not on benefits, how much do you spend on food? Like for me, groceries is like 200-300 bucks a month maybe. A lot of it goes into this, which good news. Slowly, I'm down to like 4, maybe 5 a day. That's good for me. Um, how much do you guys spend on food a month? Because like a lot of my money goes out to eating out because I'm lazy. Um, man, but if people are getting that much money for not working, and I, this is why I say it should be at the state level, right? I don't. But don't quote me. I heard some crazy white lady freaking out about it. I believe that. Soda equals diabetes. Not yet. Um, I have no problem with helping people out. I'm okay with social safety nets. They just need to be at the state level. That's my only issue. Uh, Spend money eating out and about $500 in groceries. So, okay, man, if I eat out every meal, 2 grand. If I cook for myself, 450. That you also cook really good though, dude. So that's not really the average person. I've had your cooking. Um, so yeah. Wow. This number should not be 42 million people. It should not be 42 million people. It In my view, it should be maybe 1 in every 100 should be on benefits. That's where we should be at. Like permanently because they actually need it. 42 million people do not need to be on this. That just does not make logical sense. My also my view on it is if you do receive government assistance for that, maybe that mid-season, so every 2 years, you shouldn't be able to vote. I think that should be the price of you being on assistance is you can't vote. I also think that if we have an income tax, that should be the qualifier for if you vote or not. Only if you pay income tax. If you paid $1 or 1 cent into income tax, you should be able to vote. Uh, so you spend about $300-400 a week on food, $1,300. Wow. Do you think I should be on SSI or food stamps? And you've got 3 kids. So you have the capacity to work. You do. Seizures are not unless if there's something else going on that I don't know about, you absolutely should be able to work. Now, I don't mind you being on the benefits as long as you're using them to help you. And I know that you are actively trying, so it's kind of cheating because I know that you try. Um, so, but taking it at face value, I don't know you. I just know that you are somebody on benefits. Um, I would be saying that you need to be finding a way to get off of them, right? And if you are in a position where you need to stay on benefits for good, you should find a way to contribute back, right? There's no reason that we should just be in a give economy or a take economy. You need to give back to the country somehow, some way. Um, and again, it's cheating because I know you and I know how hard you're working to try to fix things. It's just that you keep having things not work out. But you have actively been trying, and you're also like and there's a lot of cases like this, but not 42 million people's worth of cases where you just get kicked in the nuts every time you try to do something. It happens, right? And most of us get kicked in the nuts whenever we try to succeed in life. It's just that some people are able to bounce back from it better than others. And you've definitely been kicked in the nuts quite a few times. Um, Also, my dad is probably watching, and if you are watching, Dad, he was thanking you for helping. It's our friend from down the street from a long time ago. I don't really want to say names on here. He was thanking you earlier. Uh, but um, what was I saying? Uh, yes, with what I know about your situation, you should be able to work. I think you need to find a certification. I would go check out Caleb Hammer, and if that doesn't work for you, I've been in comas a few times, so far it was from a blow. Oh, I've been in comas a few times so far. It was from a blow to the head. I understand. Um, and that's where the answer is try, which you are. You're trying. So, and that's what it should be there for. Um, so I would try to find like a tech certification. That's what I would try to do. If you can be on here and watch the stream and comment on the video live as we're having a conversation, you should be able to pull a tech certification. But that is not a fix all. I understand that is also hard. And I know you want to get off SSDI. I understand. So again, maybe you just need to channel your effort into something else. Does that make sense? So uh that's on the Snapocalypse. $100 billion a year. How much debt is the US in? 38 trillion. If you actually research money, you learn what this number actually means, and it's not what you think it is, but it's still not good. Because most of this money we owe to ourselves. But it's still not good. Just a few years ago, it was like 8 trillion, then 20 trillion, and now we're at 38 in just a few years. And it's only going to keep going up. It's insane. Um, yeah. Oh, God. Divide it by the food stamps. You mean the 38 trillion by the 100? So one the one program yearly is 1/300, almost 1/400, 1/400th of the total debt just from 1 year. So 1/400th, so 0.25% of the total debt per year. Yes. Um, that's a lot. That's a lot. No. 2.5. Oh God, you got me you got me wondering. Calculator. 4,2,000 million billion trillion. Oh, it should be the other way around. It was 100. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 100,000 million. 1, 2, 3. Divided by 3, 8. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 100,000 million billion trillion. Did I do that right? Yeah, no, I was right. Okay, so 0.25. Yeah, man. All right. Moving on. Snapocalypse, we're gonna see on November 1st if anything happens. This is a pretty big deal. So if you didn't know, the Fauci from COVID might be under arrest for lying to Congress and tons of other things, corruption. I'm not too sure about the corruption part. And all of Biden's pardons, well, most of them are about to be voided, or they actually are voided because of the auto pen. It's pretty insane. Math in public, I dig it. Yeah, math's not my strongest suit. Um, so I don't even know what this means. I ain't gonna lie. Like, I knew this was gonna happen, but I don't. They're still propping up that Biden was a good president and that he was able to do everything that he wasn't weakened at Bernie's, right? Here's just some of the things that they have to say.
And void. This is wild. Let's play a little bit of this.
Was the number one issue in the campaign the president's fitness or his age? Did you ever see President Biden in a wheelchair?
I do not recall ever seeing President Biden in a wheelchair.
And new information now on the people
I do not recall. I'd be saying the same thing.
in his inner circle.
Why ask that?
And how the cover-up actually operated.
Senior aides that worked here until just a couple months ago, the beginning of this year, manipulating an ailing president for their own gain.
How much were you paid for your role in the campaign in 2024?
Just a little bit short of $4 million.
Whoa!
I'm sorry, how much?
God.
You believe that the president should stay in the race. Your own financial stake in the matter was a factor in any way in your advice to the president.
I don't believe that.
And when it comes to President Biden's decline, the official word from Biden world about all these news stories is that nothing has been revealed this week that shows that President Biden was anything but an effective president.
Yes, I noticed that he was aging in terms of his physical condition. I noticed that, he shuffled more.
That he has more stumbling over words and gaffes than he did at the beginning of the term.
His rhetorical skills were not as strong as they had been, and his speeches were less effective, I thought.
So the issue is that even with the truth presented, the people that you want to change their minds don't matter. So like everyone's already got their minds made up. That's kind of the issue. That's why I kind of want to do this because, presenting the info that I haven't changed a lot of people's minds. Actually, it seems like some people just want to fight against it no matter what it is. And it's pretty upsetting. I think when presented with new information, you should be open to a new opinion, especially when you find out that you have been wrong the entire time. So, this is a really interesting video. If you haven't seen Nick Shirley, I absolutely recommend it. He's one of the few people that I full-heartedly trust when he does something. He is always on the ground for a lot of these things. This is where I watch and get a lot of my information on how things are going in certain places because he's always in the forefront. He does a very good job. And basically, the Antifa The main issue with the National Guard going into Portland is that the law enforcement was not enforcing the law. Antifa was being paid and supported. So, and being paid doesn't just mean here's $100 for an hour. Just supported financially. So here's some food, things like that. It can mean a lot of different things. Um, they the cops finally started to enforce it, and they this entire stream, Portland continues to fall, Antifa's dismantled. It's belligerent benevolence, provocative. I like it. Um, and like breaking out a calculator during history class. I like it. Um, this stream is him watching as the Portland police start finally doing their jobs. And the real reason behind that is because a district court ruled that Trump could do exactly what he was doing, and now they're trying to show like, hey, see, there's no reason for the National Guard. Well, you finally did your job. You would be correct. So definitely recommend checking this out.
Thank you for doing.
This is a big one. Tucker Carlson interviewed Nick Fuentes. I highly recommend it. Like, he is actually, Nick Fuentes is very hard to listen to for me. When I've tried to hear him on things, it's like nails on a chalkboard with a lot of the things that how he says things. Like, yes, yes, he's charismatic. It's kind of like Elvis for me. Like, I appreciate that Elvis was good, but you're not going to hear me listening to him. I also disagree with Nick Fuentes on a lot of things, but I understand why a lot of people do agree with him. And these two have been going at each other's throats for a while. And I learned a lot about Nick Fuentes in this, and it's absolutely worth watching. Um, Even if you disagree, it's still worth watching. Uh, if you can watch all the whole thing, yeah, it's his delivery, exactly. Um, and basically, he's growing. This guy is he's about to probably be one of the top 10 influential people in politics on the right wing, right? And he is far to the right. And in this talk with Tucker Carlson, who is where I stand more morally behind Tucker Carlson, I'm just not religious. But I agree with the same values, obviously. Uh, Having them talk, it's really interesting. It's very interesting, and hearing what made Nick Fuentes into what he is. It's a very interesting talk, and I recommend, if you care about this at all, check it out. Don't take just the clips. Watch the whole thing. Um, yeah, I learned a lot, and I agree with Nick Fuentes on a lot of things. I really do. Um, but it's kind of a, just because I agree with the outcome doesn't mean I agree with the intent. Uh, but I agree with him on a lot of things, and a lot of his mental, like his mental faculties are there. He's not stupid. Um, and I also don't agree, or don't disagree with why he thinks the way he does, which is interesting. I just think that there's another level to some of it that is more effective and efficient. Um, So it's really interesting to see why he says the things he does. Someone said, you killed Charlie Kirk because he was mean. You're going to hate his replacement. I saw the same thing, except it was Milo Yiannopoulos. And I even made a little video of them, the Shubity Bop meme, the little video, and it was them trying to summon Milo Yiannopoulos back, who is apparently straight now. Which that's a new concept for me, is a lot of gay people are turning themselves straight, and the way that they're seeing it and saying it is that uh yes, I am gay, but my actions, or like what makes somebody gay is their actions, and it's the temptation that I have to fight. So therefore, because I have the actions of a straight person, I am therefore straight, which it's just like, I don't disagree with the concept. It's just, that's a new one for me. So, and he's like the biggest advocate for it because he had a husband and everything, and now he's straight. I tried to leave a message and it started recording your dialogue instead. um, don't disagree with why he thinks the way he does, which is interesting. I just think that there's another level to some of it that's more effective and efficient. Oh, that's just me. I see what you mean. I was like, that does sound like me. It's just, there's a lot of things going on. Trump deploys election monitors. The blue states, Democrats scream rigged election. Justice Department will monitor elections in California and New Jersey. I don't see why. I thought they did this anyways, so I don't know. I really don't know. And see what I mean? Like, people come out of the woodworks. This is pretty crazy.
Threat.
Somebody placed a bounty on Pam Bondi, the Attorney General, and there's been other things like bounties on ICE agents and whatnot. It's just really interesting. I just want to say, hey, buddy, and do you remember hiding behind the tombstone during Pirates? Yeah, man. Oh, I remember you. I also remember you stabbing me with the screwdriver. Glad to see you doing well, man. It was on accident. He didn't mean to stab me. So there's been a lot of hits put on ICE and the Trump administration. It's just really, from the climate, I'm not surprised. But it needs to be dealt with. Same thing. Don't care about this. So Michael Knowles, who is a right-wing commentator, he does pretty good. The Congress is finally starting to talk about left-wing extremism and social media. However, the issue is that it's obviously most of the people in Congress have no idea what any of it is. So therefore, they will not be able to be effective whatsoever, I think. I don't trust them to be effective. This kind of plays into my whole, the new age needs to start standing up and start taking these positions, but they also need to be smart. They can't just take it and not know what they're doing, or at least have an idea. These guys, some of them know. I still don't trust anything to actually happen. Oh, uh-oh, uh-oh, oh no, oh no, that's not what I wanted. Dang it. Oh no, trying to, there we go. Okay. Um, so I don't know. There's so much. So I can even watch most of this because it's basically like, it's just, I don't even understand how to explain the nuances of the internet to somebody that doesn't understand the internet. I really don't. That's something that it's tough. So I think for situations like that, like we just need to start replacing the old guard. That's all it is. And then Freedom Tunes, if you haven't seen them, they're pretty funny. I'm gonna play this just because like this literally sums up exactly how I see things. And these guys, this cartoon is talking about the racist group chat from Young Republicans. Man, most of the people that I saw like going after this chat when it's obviously jokes, a lot of the people that I saw calling this out have said far worse things. So like, just stop, man. You know it's a joke. Yes, is it out of like, it's in bad taste? Yes, it's in bad taste. But if you've said things in bad taste too privately, because like what you say in public is different than what you say privately. That's for everybody, and anyone that says otherwise is lying or they don't have a personality. Like, God, man. Oh, I just saw one of my buddies. You know who you are. If you want to come on and we have a talk, I am down for it, man. But Yeah, it's just a cute little cartoon. If you're offended, you probably should be.
What's wrong with you?
You cancel culture. You cancel culture. You cancel culture. No, you cancel culture. You cancel culture.
Scandal of the Century. If you don't realize, they're making fun of people just parroting whatever they hear. Scandal of the Century. Young Republicans tell racist jokes in group chat. Condemn them!
We always condemn our idiots. You never condemn yours. I'm not doing this anymore.
Condemn them.
No!
No, condemn them. Condemn them.
Jay Jones sends text wishing death on children. If you aren't tracking that, very high-ranking or influential left-wing commentator, maybe he's a senator, I can't remember, was basically talking about how he wanted somebody's children and the whole family to die because they're Republicans. So those people crucified Jesus. Gotta love it when people regurgitate what they hear. Exactly.
See, this is why I won't condemn.
Condemn them, buddy.
Fine. I won't stoop to your level. I condemn them.
No! Oh, even he condemned them. Condemned them? They not condemn them. They not. He condemned them.
Global intifada against group chat declared.
No.
Not you. You say you condemn them. You condemn them. Condemn them.
See, even he condemns them. Like, I'm 1% Jewish. How does that even work? Are you talking about me? Oh. What? Oh. So, I guess to sum everything up, that's like the quick, the long and skinny of everything that's happened while I've been gone. I mean, there's a lot more too, but I'm sorry for being gone for so long. I was going through some things, and it took all of my attention, so I'm sorry about that. I am gonna start coming back, hopefully with a vengeance. Probably gonna start doing gaming, so anytime I'm just playing a game, which who knows how often that is, I'll probably stream, but I might make that a whole different thing. I'm 2% Apache gunship. Um, so I am man, y'all threw me off. uh I'm okay. Everything's okay. I'm handling everything. Uh, it's all good. So no need to like reach out or anything like that. I'm good. Um, that's why I had to take the break. I probably wouldn't have been if I was trying to handle too much at once. Um, but like I've said, if you have something you want to say, if you want to come on for an interview, or to debate, if you disagree with me on anything, I would absolutely love a debate. I'm trying different formats on it, so if there's a format that you want to try, uh, let me know and we can try to make something happen. Uh, if you have ideas or maybe you can convince me otherwise on something, I'm here for it. If Here, let me change this back to full screen. I'm absolutely here for it. I'm still having fun with this. I'm loving it. Thank you guys for supporting. And again, if you have ideas on something that you'd want to see, or if you find videos that you think would be good for me to check out, I'm constantly absorbing information and trying to regurgitate what's relevant at all. And you know, it's fun. Coming on here is fun. And having chats and debates and whatnot, it's been a great time. With me, it's starting to get cold here, so I am definitely going to be spending more time indoors, which means more time for this. And if there's other streams that you guys want to see, because I'm finding out some of the tools that I have available, maybe guns or off-roading or something like that, maybe I can start doing that. There's tons of things that we can do. So if you have something you want to see, or like I said, you want to start joining me on my team, uh, and I don't know what that'll look like, but who knows, you know? But I appreciate you guys. Thanks for hanging out.